Hello there, fellow NPCs. I'm Scythe, and today we're getting back into the house in Fata Morgana. We have just entered the third door, and this is after we found a secret door or something like that. We walked into a mirror and we saw what I believe to be something that was even before the memories of what the maid is telling us. So yeah, we saw a secret thing going on there. Either way, we are in the third door. It's the 1800s now, and we are following Jacopo, which is pretty much an awful businessman. And he is very awful to his wife, the white-haired girl here, who is so beautiful in this image. God damn! Yeah. Such a shame that she has to suffer in every lifetime. Yeah. But now, let's see how she is going to suffer this time around. Let's go. As I'm sure you're aware, our parents arranged our marriage. Aha! Before I emigrated to this country to be married, I lived in a misty island nation. Portraits of my ancestors hung in the house where I lived. I remember as a child wincing in fear at the sight of them staring down at me. My mother and father were constantly telling me to show them respect, as it were their hard work that kept our bloodline alive and well. However, they were fighting an uphill battle to do the same. It would have been clear to anyone reasonably perceptive that our house was coming tumbling down. Valuable furniture and paintings slowly disappeared, and eventually the portraits were gone too. As our house collapsed, so too did my parents' health deteriorate, robbing us of any source of income. And though I was educated, I lacked the skill necessary to obtain work. Right, she is telling this to Maria, the maid who she is friends with. Just as we were about to run out of money and options, my parents received Jacopo's parents' marriage proposition. Both of our families stood to benefit from the arrangement. I had social status, and he had wealth. We each had what the other lacked. One needs more than money to make it in the world. Without at least a semi-reputable name attached to you, you're liable to get laughed at out of most social gatherings. I first met Jacopo here, in this country. We didn't even know what the other looked like until our wedding day. To be quite honest, I was scared to death at first. I was so nervous. What kind of man would he be? Was I to be wedded to some middle-aged stranger? We were not marrying because we had fallen in love like a normal couple. But then again, that was not... If I understand things correctly, marriage between lovers, people who actually love each other, is a rather modern thing. I don't think it really happened already. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it's a pretty modern invention. Before it was all about status. I knew I was in no position to be concerned with such things, but when I thought about our future, I shook with fear. The man I saw through my veil at the wedding was remarkable. He was young, had strong masculine eyes, and at the same time, he too appeared nervous. He was shaking as much, no, even more than me. Seeing that, the priest gave an impish little smirk when he asked Jacopo if he vowed his eternal love to me. I counted myself among the happy, and I still do. For in that moment, I experienced true love. You wanted to hear about when he was kind to me? Well, after the wedding, we were given a week to ourselves. I suppose you could call it a honeymoon, though we didn't take a trip overseas or even go very far at all. He looked at me with uncertainty and asked, "When would you like to go?" I beg your pardon? That's what this week is for, right? I'll consider granting your request, so tell me where you want to go. This is all so sudden. Nothing? Well, this whole engagement was spur of the moment. Normally we would have planned that trip in advance. But unfortunately, our purpose is served so long as we act the part. You must be disappointed that you have to plan your honeymoon as it's happening. No. What? Speak clearly. I don't like it when people don't speak their mind. I'm sorry, but I'm happy, even if this is a political marriage. Well, you're quite a positive thinker. Your parents say something to make you think that way? Well, either way, if you're so glad to be in this arrangement, then hurry up and decide on a destination. Though there is a limit to how far we can go. If you want to take a trip, I'll consider it. What? Is something funny? It just seemed comical to me that our honeymoon had begun and we're only now deciding where we want to go. Not in a bad way, though. I'm glad our parents didn't arrange everything for us. Perhaps you've heard, but I'm quite sensitive to sunlight and not in the best of health. So I would be rather trying it for me to spend a whole week out of the house. We couldn't go on a trip, but if it's not too much trouble... Speak up. Could you show me around town? I'm new to this country and I'm familiar with its customs. And I'm rather afraid to go wandering about on my own. Show you around? Yes. Would that be possible? On a rare bit of time off, you ask me to show you around town? Is that really the most exciting idea you have? I'm sorry. If there is somewhere you would like to go, I am fine with that. I will accompany you anywhere. As if I could drag someone who just professed to be sickly all over the country. My God, I lost all interest in a trip. Hello? What are you doing? Go get ready, now! I beg your pardon? Didn't you want to see the town? You will show me around. You're the one who asked. Not like I have any other options, so yeah, I'll show you around. Thank you. Don't just stand there, you dullard. Get a move on. One moment. Wait for me, please. Horse and carriage. He hurriedly climbed into the carriage he had called for, a look of frustrated displeasure on his face. And then, as if he had forgotten about me until that moment, he returned, grabbed me by the arm, and led me to the carriage. Grab me by the arm. It feels like he's doing this. Grabbing you here, or, well, possibly here. Not very husband and wife-like. In retrospect, I realized he was not being very gentlemanly. But I was pleased that he was making any attempt to interact with me at all. As the carriage trotted down the streets, I saw so many new things. I had spent most of my time cooped up inside, so it was like stepping into an entirely new world. And add to that the rapid industrial advancement currently taking place, I saw men shouting back and forth as they smacked newspaper articles with the backs of their hands. I saw corner cafes crowded with cigar-smoking men on a break from work. It was like the hustle and bustle of a festival. But every festival has its underside. I also saw overworked men, looking like they were on the verge of collapse, drinking water from a spigot on the side of the road. By way of contrast, I wore fine clothing and had a carriage at my disposal. I imagine every day was a struggle for them just to remain afloat. Had I not married the man I had, I too might have found myself on the street in a similar situation. But it was not relief that spread through my breast at the sight of them. It was pangs of guilt. It felt to me like a life of opulence was wrong, sinful. It broke my heart to know that I was living so much better than them. Jacopo snorted disapprovingly at me, seemingly reading my mind, and then said, "A poor man who envies the rich covets his wealth and finds the ambition to make the same for himself. and the rich man who pities the poor, thinking it his duty to give them offerings of philanthropy. Thinking it his duty to give them offerings of philanthropy. Okay. Okay, so basically, pull you up by the bootstraps, and if you're rich, you're good. Something like that. To me, the latter is far more nefarious. Oh. Excessive charity will ruin a man, make him come to expect handouts. Oh. And then there are those with a wrong idea of pity, who let themselves fall down to the same place, mistakenly believing it will somehow make the poor feel better. What a joke. If you're going to do anything for them, you might as well encourage them to climb upward. Spur on economic growth and the flow of capital. Doesn't that sound like a better option? I say nothing, simply smiling and giving an ambiguous nod. He had a point. My sympathy and guilt meant nothing to people actually experiencing hardship. If, feeling guilt on my own fortune, I acted upon the pity in the way he had described, it would accomplish little more than self-satisfaction. He seemed to have seen straight through to my very core. This was a man who had built his own fortune through investments, which I imagine required him to be rather astute. But doesn't a world where everyone is constantly trying to climb higher and higher sound rather exhausting? I personally would prefer to be in a position where I could watch, if only from a distance, as others climbed. But obviously, I could not say as much to him. Would rather sit and watch as others climb. That sounds pretty mean-spirited. Like, I am safe and sound, I am comfortable where I am, but you can do the fucking rat race if you want. Sometime later, the carriage came to a stop in front of a shop. As I looked up at the building perplexedly, he gestures to the door with his chin, signaling for me to get out. Lost and confused, I stepped down from the carriage, and before me spread a showcase behind a large glass window. However, lined up in the case were not precious metals or expensive clothing, but machines. At first, I had no idea what kind of devices they were. Have you never had your photo taken before? No, I have had a portrait painted though. Are these machines for taking photographs? A portrait, huh? Why am I not surprised? I did not mean to boast. Go on, get in. Yeah, but please, wait for me. The owner came out to greet us with a wide smile as we entered the shop. Well, if this ain't the strangest thing I've seen all day. You're bringing a lady, and a real looker at that. Where on earth do you catch this pretty little thing? She's my wife. Huh. Well, I beg your pardon. I'll be a monkey's uncle. Just go to show you never know where the cards may fall. It sounds like me getting married is some kind of miracle. I always saw you as one to choose money over love, sir. Oh, pardon me, this isn't appropriate to say in front of your wife. Do you often come to this shop? On occasion. I need some things here from time to time. I see. There you go, smirking again. What's so funny? We're going to have our photo taken, yes? I'm so nervous and excited. I've never had one before. And to have it taken side by side with you. What are you talking about? Pardon? Who said we were getting our pictures taken? And side by side, please. You're sending shivers down my spine. Ooh, interesting. So he has been hating her from the very beginning. But this is a photography shop. Hey, shopkeep. The product I contacted you about, is it ready? Yup. Sit tight. I'll be right out. You take a seat. There's a chair over there. What? I'm going to show you something much more exciting than sitting still and waiting in front of a camera lens. Oh. Just do as I say. Okay. So meek, so small, she needs to fight back at some point. But if she is the curse, then that's never going to happen. I sat down in front of a large mirror, which I presume was normally used to check your appearance before having your picture taken. Sitting before a mirror with someone else present was quite nerve-wracking. Out of embarrassment, I dropped my gaze to my knees. Although when Jacopo returned, I was entranced by the curious object in his hands. Oh! Why does he actually look happy? That is interesting. What is it? Oh yeah, you pull it at the bottom, I think, and then you see them dancing as they are moving around. Interesting. What is this? Do you know what persistence of vision is? The human eye does not perceive the world 100% accurately. This is especially true for objects in motion. It remembers images for a short time, so if you put a new image in the same place, your eye perceives it as a motion. Seeing for yourself will be faster than explaining it. You see the slits in the disc? Look through the bottom one and into the mirror. Okay. Good. Just like that. Bring your head in close. Here it goes. Standing behind me, he slid his finger across the top of the peculiar toy, causing it to spin gracefully. And then... Are we gonna see an animation? Not exactly, but close. Ah. So, what do you see? They're dancing. A man and a woman are dancing. Sounds like you're not having any trouble seeing it. Are they dancing well? Yes. Yes, they are. It's the most adorable thing. Well, adorable? That's funny. I asked to have it modeled after a ballroom dance. Yes, it is a very elegant dance. But you see, they're small, like little dwarfs, which I thought was kind of cute. And they seem so close, going around and around without ever letting go of each other's hands. This is incredible. Why does it look like they're dancing? They were all lined up in a row a few moments ago. Goodness, I just explained that to you. It's playing a trick on your eyes. What you're seeing is a lot of different pictures in a short period of time. To put it in words you might understand better, it's an illusion. Your eyes are being fooled into thinking the image is moving. An illusion. But they're dancing. They really are. And they look like they're having a wonderful time. Are you sure it's an illusion, not something else? To me, it does not seem to be. I cannot see it as anything but two tiny people dancing. That's how it works. Reach out your hand and try to grab them. You won't be able to. Oh, you're right. Okay. So it's not just an illusion. It can't be a hologram. It was something about a mirror. That's a shame. I didn't think you actually would. But it's the most precious thing. They look as though they're dancing atop my palm. I was mesmerized by the strange phenomenon. Pictures were moving, after all. Still images had begun dancing before me. It was almost as if God had breathed life into them. He had called it an illusion, but I could not grasp that. It was such an adorable, heartwarming sight. I imagined the two were living in some other world, separate from our own. They looked so happy. I was almost certain that they were dancing in their joyous world, free from all the sorrow and loneliness and pain of this one. Eventually, the speed at which they danced began to slow, as if they were resting their legs. I almost thought that I could hear the sound of their feet with each step. Oh, they've stopped.
They can dance forever. They don't get tired.
I see. I'm amazed such an incredible device exists in this world. It makes me wish I had gone outside sooner.
I'm sure someone from an distinguished house as yours has seen plenty of amazing things with your family.
I can't get that line to work. Hardly. I rarely ever left the house. I'm ignorant about the ways of the world. If you had not told me, I would have probably never known about moving pictures. The illusion of moving pictures.
You like it?
Yes, of course.
More than the portrait you had painted?
Yes. Yes, I do. The painting was wonderful too, but...
You can't seem to make up your mind. Go on, tell me, which do you like better, the portrait or this?
I like this better.
That is very bad. Not only is he controlling, not only is he very antagonistic against his wife, this woman he just met, but he's also very focused that someone has to be on top. There's always something better. That is going to break him at some point. I see.
He looks somewhat pleased.
Though when it comes down to it, this is a simple trick only a child would fall for.
Then, I suppose that makes me a child. If it means I get to watch something as splendid as two tiny people dancing, I'll happily fall for the trick.
Quit describing it as two tiny people dancing. You're going to lose your head that far up in the clouds.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I do not know how else to describe it though.
It's a toy called a phenakistoscope. Phenakistoscope.
Phenakistoscope?
Phenakistoscope.
Wheel.
Close enough. Close enough. It was invented around 30 years ago. I had the shopkeeper make one model after the original design.
So, the shop owner drew this?
He did. A lot better than you'd expect, isn't he?
Yes, indeed. I am surprised he could draw something so cute.
Say that to his face and he'll go red as a beet. What I'd give to get a load of that. You shall tell him the next time you see him.
He's a sweet man.
Despite how he looks, you mean?
It's not right to judge people based on their appearance.
I'm just kidding. Don't take it too seriously. The shopkeeper here loves the new technology. The phenakistoscope is one such invention that caught his eye. You can trick their eye into thinking drawings are moving. Using a sequence of photos, you can perhaps make it seem as though real people are moving too. And if it becomes possible to show those images to many people at once, these developments could broaden the option artists have to express themselves.
Wow. Okay, so he is actually really smart.
He's already thinking of movies.
I'm going to check out when the first movie was invented, and then later see when the phenakistoscope was invented as well. Not drawings, but photographs.
Yes, photos. By taking hundreds or perhaps thousands of photographs, it will be possible to reproduce the world as we see it. This room, people walking down the streets. There's no point in recording boring everyday life, though. If you're gonna leave a record of anything behind, it should be the projects and enterprises that move nations. Oh! He's basically thinking it needs to be industrial films. Say, for example, a moving record of the opening ceremony of the railroad. That would be something worth watching.
Oh.
Yeah, from a historical perspective, yes. He doesn't like entertainment. He's just seeing the monetary value in all of it. And then, in time, it would expand beyond a mere record-keeping technology and find its way into the hands of artists.
Is such a thing possible? You must remain still for a long time just to take a single photograph.
Right now it isn't. But eventually, It will be. And I'm not simply fantasizing here.
Is that so? It sounds very futuristic. I'm not sure the word future was actually used as of yet. I did look it up many years ago. And the first use of the word future, I don't remember it, how long ago that was. Do you...
What?
Do you want to support people who work on that sort of thing? Is that why you're friends with the owner?
It has nothing to do with my wants. I merely think there's money in it. They're rich star for entertainment and artists create that entertainment. I have no interest in their potential self-expression. I just want their money. What? What's so funny?
You look like you're enjoying yourself.
Honestly, it's just about the money.
As you say.
Alright, let's get moving. Next is dinner.
What? We're leaving already?
Does that displease you?
No, not at all. To tell the truth, I wanted to spend a little more time playing with the Fenakis wheel, but I would not bring myself to say as much. Reluctantly, I approached the owner to return the wheel.
Don't bother. Bring it with you.
What? But...
If you don't want it, that's fine too. Just make a decision quickly. You're making the driver wait.
Having said that, Jacopo exited the shop. I alternated between looking at his back and the Fenakis wheel, debating what I wanted to do. And then, with a smile, the owner whispered to me.
You're allowed to keep it, really. Your husband out there had it made as a gift for you.
Oh!
He did he?
For me?
A little while back, he came to my shop asking if I could make a phenakistoscope. Now that about knocked me out of my chair. He's a man who's almost never asked for favors. He's pretty damn brusque and he's got a tongue sharp enough to cut steel, but he's not a wicked to his core. I swear it. So please, man, be a pillar of support for him.
In that moment, the Fenakis wheel became a precious treasure to me. We had only just married days earlier, and yet he had commissioned it for me without even knowing what I looked like. I was filled with a warm, pleasant elation. I agreed with the owner. Jacopo was not a bad man. He merely had difficulty expressing himself. Hurrying back to the carriage, I gave him my deepest thanks. He glanced over at me for a moment, then turned back toward the window and muttered,
"Yeah."
From there, we went to a restaurant for dinner. You call this a pizza? The crust is an atrocity. It's like I'm chewing on rubber. How can you wave my country's flag and not serve spaghetti? Oh, so they're in Italy. Okay. Yeah, Jacopo was an Italian name, I guess.
You have any shame at all? This wine is pitifully unbalanced, far too high levels of acidity. Listen to me carefully. The house wine is the face of a restaurant.
He complained about every little thing. He was a complete disaster. But curiously enough, I was not at all put off by his behavior. When the sun set, the carriage made its way to a nearby hill. The cool nighttime breeze felt wonderful on my skin. Flushed from the alcohol and the light from our gas lamps had a comforting warmth to it. Though Jacopo had complained about the quality of the wine, once he had intoxicated himself, his mood improved visibly. It made him unexpectedly talkative.
Look out at the city. A gloomy town that shuts down at night isn't suited to expansion or growth, but this city isn't like that. You can see people walking beneath the lamps, and you can hear the bustle of them talking. This is a city that still has plenty of room to grow. As they ride the rising wave of the economy, many more people will gather here. More people means more money in circulation. More money in circulation means the city grows, companies are founded, and more goods are bought and sold.
Will it really change so drastically?
It can be difficult to see what's happening from the inside. The majority of people just go about their daily lives, and the next thing they know, things are different. No, already most don't notice the changes at all. Only those with eyes sharp enough to realize what's happening can see success. I cannot afford to overlook even the most minute change. Do you have a dream of some kind? A dream? I'm not sure if it's easy enough to attain and to call a dream. Others might call it greed or perhaps ambition. Don't laugh now. My intention is to make the world mine. The world? Yes, the world. And to do that you need neither physical strength nor kindness, but money and influence. People have no choice but to kneel before those forces. Why are you so intent on obtaining power? Because I want to change my country, I imagine. Your country? You are aware that I, like you, am an immigrant, right? Okay, so we're not in Italy, but he is Italian and she's from somewhere. I emigrated from an island in the Mediterranean, though not the same island as you. My country is a peculiar place where candor and violence go hand in hand. As a whole, the country is on the poor side, and if nobody does anything about that, I am one but a few of my fellow countrymen who has set his sights on the New World. Yeah, the New World, right, that's the United States. You're falling far behind other nations. If I find success here, perhaps that will catch their attention. But if it doesn't, then my country is doomed to collapse. You have much love for your homeland. My feelings are a little more complicated than mere love. But that's nothing you need to concern yourself with. Well, I have to remember not to get myself drunk around a woman again. Forget everything I just said. It's about time we head back to the house.
Alright, but
What is it?
Is it alright if I provide your encouragement as you try to attain your dream? I know my presence is more likely to be a hindrance, but I would like to be there to watch as you trek forward.
I suppose. Do as you wish.
Thank you. You have my support then. Darling?
Sent a shiver down my spine, though not an unpleasant one. I'm glad to have you
as my partner. I was without a doubt happy then. His smile, the things he said, the fenakis wheel he gave me, they were all and undeniably real. And those memories give me the will to wait. For the day things go back to the way they were. They allow me to believe.
That was beautiful recollections. Are they adding new things to the song every time with every new door? That sounded very different. Now, the next one is called Ghost Story. This is something that actually happened to another maid. Oh, funny! But that is not something we're going to be encountering today. We're going to save that for tomorrow's video. So yeah. Jacopo wants to take over the entire world in order to improve his homeland. Noble goal, but he's still an asshole about it. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you Joseph for donating directly to my Ko-fi page. If you guys want to help me out, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye everyone.